Okay. So we are live. So let's go.
Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the January 17, 2026 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, catching up with us on replay. And we ask you to click that like, that subscribe, and that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word, Saint spelled backwards. And today, my co-hosts are Brother Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk, every Thursday at 9 p.m. and Street Focus on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. co-hosted with Brother Mr. Floyd X, who's not going to be on the show today, sadly. And we got Brother Afro Agnostic, star of those social media videos, Afro Agnostics, and also co-star of Objective Deconstruction, which we will have today. We got infamous. We're gonna save you last, best for last. But we got Student X, star of Mutant Politics and co-star of Objective Deconstruction. I don't know if he's gonna be on the show today, but you know if he is, that's what's up. And then best for last, infamous El Poo. Happy birthday, brother. That's what's up. What's going on with you, sir? Infamous El Poo. What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir. It's my birthday today, 53. Yes, I've made it one more time around this planet, one more year. And it's going to be a good day. I'm blessed and happy to be here once again. Let's get started.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, infamous El Poo. I've been knowing this cat for like over 20 years, and I'm going to get you the same thing I got you for the last 20 years.
All right.
Guaranteed.
You know what? Let me get in on it. It's from both of us.
Anybody else want in on it?
Hey, feliz cumpleaños, hermanos.
What's going on with you, Brother Walk?
I'm chilling. I'm feeling good. Got a lot going on. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Ready to rock and roll. Nice to see you guys again. Look forward to this every Saturday.
That's what's up. Afro Agnostics, what's going on with you, sir?
Oh man, I'm just bam. You see it?
That's what's up. You always got the nice graphics behind you.
Gotta see the mucho.
Do the next. A little bit more colloquial today. A little more casual, but looking sharp as always. Looking svelte.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be more casual. You know, I apologize. You know, for my attire. But yeah, just another day, brothers. Is good to be alive, and I'm excited to be on the show with you guys today.
That's what's up. So that having been said, no first lady today. We almost had her today. No AB, but we'll push along. So first thing up, let's get to the get. We got Brother John Forte. Oh, and of course, my screen just went crazy. So John Forte, the Grammy-nominated musician known for his work with the Fugees and the Refugee All-Star Camp, among others, has died at the age of 50. He was found dead Monday afternoon in his home in Chilmark, Massachusetts, according to police. Man, he definitely had some joints for me back in the day. That one with the 99 balloons flip, I mean, that was my song that I had steady rotation. So, it's sad to see a brother going that early, 50, but, rest in peace. Got something to say about this, Brother Walk?
Real talk, at like 50, he like 10 years older than me. Like, damn, now I'm just kidding. Yo, rest in peace to that brother. He was real instrumental to the Fuji All-Stars. Like, he did a lot of music and production behind the scenes as far as his input. Well, who got that rat dog back there? What is that?
Yeah, that's just let me mute mine. It's somebody's dog. I'm glad you brought it up.
Right. But yeah, he was real instrumental. I didn't know he was like a musician like that. He did some time for, he did a crime and he did a little time for that, got out, did more music. He won a Grammy for something. He won a Grammy. But it was like it was like that acoustic type stuff. Like probably I never heard it. But yeah, rest in peace to that brother. I still don't know what he passed away from. That was a young brother. 50 is not old like anymore. Rest in peace, John 14.
Afro agnostics.
Yeah, I think the cause of death hasn't been determined yet. But I met the brother back in the day. He was a major contributor in a lot of ways to the Fugees. Because he had some intimate. Just him and L Boogie, they had some things going on, which is good, black love. But I remember when he was the first person I knew that had been associated with liquid cocaine. I had never heard of liquid cocaine, but he got involved in that stuff. I did buy his first album, and I thought he was a good rapper. He got into that flow, especially on that compilation on the first album, Cowboys, which I thought was a good crew record, man. But he killed it on there. Yeah, he was a good rapper.
That's what's up.
College and all that.
That was my joint.
Degree. Yeah.
You familiar with that brother Student X?
Yeah, a little bit, but definitely not, as intrinsic as you brothers, on it. But I understand the brother, definitely was a heavyweight and a god in his profession, So R.I.P. to him.
I want to say really quick, when he got out of prison, he did get his college degree. I think he got a master's in something too as well.
In closing, El Poo?
Yeah, rest in peace to the brother. I think he was also on that track with Wyclef, Trying to Stay Alive, with the Staying Alive.
Yeah.
It's been us, baby.
Yeah. Rest in peace to that brother.
All right, so I'm working the mute button and all this. So next up, rest in peace, Christian Pierce Sherrod, the CEO of Harold's Chicken Shack and co-founder of the Chicago Children Equestrian Center, has died, according to the statement released Wednesday by the chain and the therapy organization. She was 55. So this is another young one right here. So, I'm not very familiar with the Harold's Chicken Shack, but as I understand that this is, this is something that was, she played a big role in the big and 55 way too young. You know anything about this Afro agnostic?
Other than I think it's highly valued, famous black eating restaurant or place in Chicago, I believe.
So yeah. That, and then and we also
chicken,
go ahead.
I've been hearing this name Harold's Chicken. I don't know if I ever had it before, but I've been hearing it. It's been referenced in a few movies and TV shows. Harold's Chicken. So rest in peace to this sister. She took it over for her father who passed away, or when But yeah, but it is a landmark in the black community. Like I don't know if it was a franchise out on the West Coast. I never can recall seeing it, or it's not, to me, it's not like a Pioneers or a Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? But it is significant in our community. I just never came across it. We all up here like, chicken,
But that's what's up. Good information. Thank you for that. And I know a Student X, you might probably just want to round it out after we speak on a third person, right? As far as you were going to talk about the whole age thing. So let's just go ahead and talk about Brother James Bernard, a foundational figure in hip-hop journalism, pioneering co-editor of The Source and co-founder of XXL. So he's been confirmed dead after missing for more than 17 months. Yikes. So, according to Black Enterprise, his death was publicly acknowledged by peers in the music and media worlds, including Questlove, who shared a tribute acknowledging the loss and reflecting on Bernard's lasting influence. So again, you're talking about XXL and The Source. These were big things in the hip hop community, particularly in our youth.
Well, the thing that just hit me right now is they said that this brother's been missing for 17 months, such a heavyweight, and has not been like a major, news.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about that. You know, what's going on with that? The 17 months.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the thing about it is if you, depending on if you have money or whatever, I mean, and you're an adult, you can kind of just bounce and disappear. You know what I'm saying? I know Brick Walls used to always talk about, just going to be a hermit and just disappear off the map. So maybe that's what it was. I mean, maybe that's what they thought it was, but I mean, they said he was missing. That sounds like a little bit more.
I mean, you guys would know more about it than me because this is the hip hop. I would think like the whole hip hop community would be, making a song, dancing something, like, trying to bring awareness, to this, I mean, if he was this, respected, like they say he is, I mean, I'm confused. Yeah.
What about his bills? What about his rent? Like, how was he paying that? Like, where was he at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. My baby mama will be like, yo, that I ain't heard from his ass 2 months. He ain't sent my money.
That's a great point, brother. That's a great
exactly.
point. Something, I mean, hell. They call me the conspiracy brother, so
Hey, and I always say conspiracies actually do happen, so they're real. So you got something to say about this in closing, infamous El Poo?
Just rest in peace to the brother. That just sounds like a sketchy situation right there.
Word. So next up, let's talk about
the one thing that we didn't bring up though, real quick, is two things. But one, it directly related to what we're talking about. Notice the age of everyone that we talking about right here. John Forte, 50, the sister, Miss Sherrod, 55, Bernard missing. You know what I mean? I hate to put a number on it because I don't want to give up on the brother, but 58. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is that I mean, like I said, outside of Mr. Bernard, we already disclosed that that's kind of weird, but these other two, I mean, that seemed awfully young, you know what I mean? And we got to take our health real serious, you know what I mean? I monitor my blood pressure regularly because that's usually what they talk about being a silent killer. And you could be in, think you look great and everything is good, but not knowing, like the stress, that we carry, which in and of itself could have your blood pressure just, spiked up to a certain level. You see what I'm saying? So we got to really just study, ourselves, literally, down to taking measurements, as well as, what we're putting in our body. That's what I want to say. Because I want to see you and all these brothers, regardless of race, class, creed, and color, to live their fullest lives. Saying straight up.
Amen. That's what's up.
And let's just say, add a lot of that has to do with healthcare, having healthcare.
Word. All right. So next up, we have the
Ludacris. Just trying to get me started. That's all he's trying to do. It's too early for that. RIP still, brother. Come on.
Because it'd be a subtle, individualistic solution suggestivity in your comments. So I got to respond to that.
Well, you already know what that is. Accountability. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and I always say it's two sides of the same coin. It's our accountability. It's our responsibility to do our part, but it's also the infrastructure system that we fund. Their responsibility to do what's up. So I know, look, all of our football teams are gone. That's why Mr. Floyd X is out of here as well. You know what I'm saying? But infamous El Poo, your team is still alive. So what you got to say about what's coming up? I know they got the bracket. You can put the bracket up there for people that still have some interest, even if they don't have a personal interest. But these look like some good games, though. That's what's up. But what's going on with you, El Poo? You are muted, brother.
All y'all need to know is
there you go.
Check out the game today, 5:00. You know who's going to be winning, the 49ers. That's all you need to know right there.
You for real? You for real about that? Is that how you really feel?
Look at Amen. Yeah.
If it wasn't your birthday, you know, I asked you to put some money on it, you know what I'm saying? You know, if it wasn't your birthday, I don't be taking from you, brother, you know, because I called the games perfect, I think, last week. We go back and look at the show, you know what I mean?
That's
you know, so the Niners this week, man, it's gonna be tough, man. You know what I mean? But I love to see the upset because I'm a bet on it. I'm a bet on it.
Shout out to a foundational founder of the Focus Up family right here, top of the game to you, brother. And I believe he's a Patriots fan. So that's two brothers that still got their teams alive after a fashion.
Hey,
you know,
JC been a Patriots fan from Hamilton. Like when they
that's OG.
Sorry, when they sucked. Like 2 games every season consecutively. Come on, JC been rocking with the Patriots. He got a picture with him with a Patriots jacket on in the 80s. How real is that?
That's for real. Hey, check this out. So we got this comment. He says, this is the LGBT get together. That's funny. Ain't nobody said nothing about no LGBT or nothing like that. But you know, yeah, thank you for your click just the same. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, that's his opinion. Yo, wait. We cannot block I would love to say block this dude, but I'm gonna welcome him in today. I'm feeling so good today. Yeah, it's all good. Bring it on in, because guess what? We are 5 heterosexual men, and we all confident within our sexuality. So you just spoke to a brick wall, fella.
That's what's up, Walk.
Brought to you by Sex Talk by Walk. Hey, but going back real quick is you know, remember last week I also said in my bold prediction, I said that the Patriots is gonna win the Super Bowl.
I remember.
That was my pick too. You know what I mean? And there's nothing that I saw this past week that dissuaded me from that at all. But this is gonna be a big game because it's gonna be real defensive, you know, in this next game. So you know, wait for it.
Who do the Texans play?
I think the Pats.
Yeah.
The Patriots.
The Patriots ain't winning that game. Anyways, let's talk about the Ludacris. Oh, sorry, you got something you about to say? Go ahead. But yeah, nah. So the Ludacris and Nelly MAGA Music Fest. Now, this was a little bit of a controversy. Some things came out. I'll let you speak about it, Afro-agnostics, but in all fairness, Ludacris pulled out. So what do you know about this, Afro-agnostics?
Shout out to Luda. It's I think it's a concert called Rock the Country, but it's pretty much MAGA coded. You know, they have Kid Rock and MAGA supporters. It's primarily country and rock, which is, you know, the base music for MAGA. Nelly, you know, he already showed up, said he respect the office, you know what I'm saying, enough to perform, but not enough to extend that respect and dignity to Black people. You know, I guess he already showed his respect for Black women, you know, tip drill. But I think that people who tried out this whole, you know, these are just entertainers, they're not leaders and blah, 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 blah. You know, you got to kind of do your homework, because Black entertainers have taken positions. We forced them to. The Black and Proud movement, we forced James Brown to make that song. We boycotted Jim Crow venues. We boycotted apartheid South Africa. So there's no reason that we should put pressure on our entertainers to boycott this MAGA fest.
Brother Walk.
I disagree. I totally disagree with what you just said. I mean, I was rocking with you up until that last part. Wait, hold on. This is America. This is the greatest country in the world. This is what a lot of artists from the past, what they fought to get in them doors did. What Nelly and whatever Luda, they've been irrelevant. But what they should have did was just how Snoop Dogg did. He just performed and just ignore y'all asses about all that controversy and stuff like that. Because I don't see no problem with them going in there and partying. That don't necessarily mean you agree with the MAGA viewpoints or against it. It don't mean none of that. I'm there, I'm performing, and all these white folks, I done party with them before in Nashville, in Tennessee, in Tupelo, Mississippi, all this stuff. I don't get why they pull out, why you want to make a statement now. You didn't make no statement when it came to Samir Rice. You didn't make no statement with Eric Gardner. You're like, they picking and choosing with the goofy stuff too. They ain't sticking with none of the issues that really affect black people. This MAGA shit, that's nothing. Go ahead and perform and let the white girl shake that little chook.
Well, I disagree. I don't know if you might be familiar with like CIA operations using culture, especially like jazz and colonialization of Africa. These things legitimize the leaders. That's why they choose them to perform. It gives them legitimacy and credibility to have the performance there. Let me just say really quick.
Digging a little deep, brother.
I'm not digging deep. We've already done this in apartheid South Africa. We've already done this in Jim Crow venues. People have stood up who have dignity and respect, and they force changes that way. So
but see, this is your opinion. This is your opinion saying that it's something bad or
no. I didn't say it's something.
This is your opinion.
No, I didn't say it was bad. I never said that. I'm just saying we can pressure people to do what we want them to do, and that's what it's about.
Who is we? Who is we?
Black people. Black people.
Black people against white people.
Black people feel black people hate MAGA because they hate.
No, we don't, because I'm a black man.
Who is this we? Is there elected by
let him finish point, because largely they do. Largely they do.
I mean, the consensus by and large they do. That's a fact. That's undisputable. Now you can get random.
Consensus. You guys have been talking a lot. Consensus does not, we don't even have consensus on that subject at all, brother. There are plenty of diversity within the black community. That
I don't think that was the point he was making. I don't think that was the point. I don't think that was the point he was making.
We're not a monolith, but.
But the point that's being made right now that I'm hearing is that there's a group of black people. There's a black culture in general saying that if you artists go perform in this event, we're gonna boycott you. Is what I'm hearing. They're gonna. Let me just say that's whack. To go to an event, especially let's Nelly, for example.
Do the next. No. All he was saying was that you can put pressure, and it's not just about black people. It can be about white people, whatever. The bottom line is, if something's doing something that you don't rock with, you can put pressure on it by not patronizing it. This is a real thing, so it's not a function of opinion.
Who is this body that's putting pressure on this? You know what I mean? Who black is this collective? People. Is what I'm trying to find. What do you mean, black people, bro? I'm black, and I'm not involved in this shit at all. Pardon my French. You know what I'm saying? Walk don't look like he involved in it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take no vote on this.
Sir, let me explain mathematically. In mathematics, you have a thing called the central tendency. This is what happens most of the time. It's the majority. It's the consensus. Like any given time, you throw a dart, is going to land in this area. By and large, if you talk to a sample of 10 black people, we can show that statistically 7 to 8 of them are going to hate Trump and MAGA. That's facts. Go into a random black barbershop, have a discussion.
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Okay, that's all we're saying. We say black people.
But what's that have to do with some artists performing at an event to their base?
Because if you don't want to identify with them, that's the whole thing. But we're spending.
But what I'm saying is, like, what business if these people right here don't like Trump? But you have some artists, that is not offended by the Trump base. I mean, what's the problem?
Let me.
Would you perform at a KKK rally?
Bro, come on, we can't put the equivalency of MAGA and KKK. That's not synonymous, bro. But no, I wouldn't.
You would.
Would you?
It's called absurdum.
I know some white people that would perform at a KKK rally too.
It's called absurdum. It's basically reducing it to It's giving you an extreme example. So if you can prove it by an extreme example, you can basically justify it in a less extreme example. So again, the bottom line is, if there's something that you don't mess with, that you don't like with, you're not going to mess with, whether it's a protest or not.
And this is the thing. Black people do see MAGA as KKK, whether that's real or imaginary.
A lot of black people. You used to say a lot of black people, they're going to jump on you.
I don't think that's going to be 7 out of 10.
Central tendency. When I say not all tigers have orange and black stripes, but most do. So I'm saying most black people do see Trump.
You say this like this is fact, what you said, Acoustic. this is not fact what you're saying. This is all your opinion right
No,
here.
this is
But
data
you stating it. Wait,
collected.
hold on. You stating this on the Focus Up show as like this is what the consensus is with all people. And it ain't.
That's not what that's
It
not what he said.
bro.
That's not what he said.
Audience,
I can hear
audience.
it, nigga.
Look at the Pew. Look at Pew.
Translate for him, nice guy.
I'm not translating
You're
for him. You
right
said
here.
something that's not true. If
That
you're
ain't
talking
what
about a
he said.
majority,
I
you said
hear
it's
what
not
he
an
said.
opinion. It's not an opinion that we
It
it's
is
not an
opinion.
opinion. It's not an opinion that
No,
a
it's not an
large
opinion.
that
It's
a
based on
majority
data.
of black people see this. That whether we know it or
Well,
not,
you
is
look it up while I talk
opinion.
to Agnostic.
I've
It's
already
already
looked
looked
it
up.
It's
It's already
Anyway,
looked up.
so you stating this as this fact on
It is
the
the fact.
Focus Up show.
Yes,
It is
it is.
fact.
There are a lot of conservative black people, brother.
There are, but they're a minority. They're a minority.
That's
of black
not
people.
They're
fucking
conservative,
true, bro. That's not
but they don't
fucking
support
true,
MAGA.
bro.
70% of black
True, bro.
people view MAGA as racist.
Black
This is
people, we was
according-
conservative by nature, bro.
this is
By
survey
nature.
research.
Yeah,
This is
conservative
urban-
and MAGA are two different things. You
Yeah,
do
that's two
understand that.
different
We're
things.
not. We're not
said-
saying the
I
conservative.
said there are a lot of conservative black people, and y'all said some other shit and just jumped in.
I just
for
said that
no
was
reason.
different
And
than
compared it to
If my
MAGA.
Nelly or Ludacris, I wear it as a badge of honor, just for the simple fact of not giving in to just, this group collective, just tripping off of something. Nothing. If you let them start, and any type of group start trying to pull you all these different type of ways, especially when it's about nothing,
It's funny you call it that. I just call it political unity. I just call it political unity.
Well, suffice it to say, well, first of all, suffice it to say, Ludacris pulled out, so that really did happen. So
I believe it.
Criticism works. Backlash works.
He live in Atlanta. He did the right thing.
I don't endorse 50 Cent, but 50 Cent, this is the very reason he himself says he doesn't get involved in politics, because he knows that if you make the wrong move, you can be criticized, not just by black people, by any community that feels a member of that community sells them out. Jewish people would do it if a Jewish person worked with Farrakhan.
And that's a cowardly act.
That's just
Colin
basic
Kaepernick, he stood tall.
That's how groups protect their rights and their freedom. That's just regular activity.
Muhammad Ali.
I'm not gonna gravitate to the group, thought collective thinking. I'm just gonna use my own judgment, my own experience to decipher what's right and wrong. And rock like that. Sometimes I align with so-called the black community. Other times, we conflict. And if you conflict with any goddamn thing, that community, then you're an outcast. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The good news is like,
let's pivot. This horse is fully dead. So let's talk about Gervonta Davis.
It's dead to you. So let's move on.
It's dead. It's dead. So we're just moving it on. Yeah.
Gervonta. Oh yeah, this is a good one.
So go ahead, speak on this. Afro agnostics, or if you want to speak on it, walk.
No, go ahead, man. Let's bash on the patriarchy real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Gervonta Davis has a history of domestic violence, and he was scheduled to fight Jake Paul, and the reason that fight didn't happen is because of charges stemming from domestic violence. I think he was even recorded, caught on tape, grabbing his ex-girlfriend by the neck once. So I think due to those charges, he had a court date. He didn't show up, and technically, I guess he's on the run.
So you got something to say about this, Brother Walt?
I don't give a fuck about Gervonta Davis. I think he a sucker. He dodged real champions that wanted to fight him, like my boy Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis. It's a few real fighters, the legitimate. He went the route that I'm gonna fight Jake Paul, which was a exhibition clown act, but that didn't happen. So I mean, I don't know. He was about to retire. It's a non-story to be honest. It's not like he's gonna be gone forever.
You got something to say about student next?
I mean, it's crazy when you see, again, regardless race, class, color, creed, talent in the individual, but then them not having, a foundation and morality, and letting that destroy them. You know what I mean? And this brother is yet another example.
That's a great point. You got something to say about this, El Poo?
Yeah. Check out the 49ers today, 5 o'clock.
That's what's up. So let's talk about this another Tuskegee experiment. If you are not familiar,
my Lord, wait, we had a huge viral story. We talking about all the stuff that people are barely aware of, but go ahead.
By the way, that's extremely professional considering we've actually discussed all this stuff beforehand, but that haven't been said. So again, something that's actually important as opposed to just some social thing that we are going to cover because there's a whole rest of the show to talk about. But anyways, something that affects Black people is the Tuskegee experiment was a situation in America where they had already figured out the cure to, I think it was syphilis. And yet they instead of providing the cure to it, they basically were injecting people with it, or basically allowing them to continue on with it just for the purpose of observation. So this was an example of basically the country betraying Black people with this, with these experiments. And sadly, the CDC is allegedly funding that this same thing happened in Africa with some other particulars. So Afro agnostics, would you got something that you want to say about this?
I'm sad to say I haven't quite remembered the specifics around the Tuskegee experiment, but I don't think they actually inoculated them with the disease, but they didn't treat them. They left them untreated for like 40 years, which is, benign neglect, terrible. And it looks like they doing the same thing right now in Guinea-Bissau, where, give it that the children don't get the hepatitis B vaccine at birth. They don't get it for the most part, but they are providing it to select, infants through, some type of randomized testing to test the effects of not having it. And some of those effects are long-term. They won't even capture it because it's only a 5-year study. So it's like, it just seems very inhumane. You couldn't do that in the United States. You couldn't do it in Europe. And to me, that's a double standard. And that's the hallmark of racism right there, where you do something somewhere else, but you don't do it to your own people, sit there and watch them suffer, and then don't give them the treatment when you actually have the treatment, So yeah, that's in a nutshell.
Infamous El Poo, you got something to say about this?
I don't put anything past these evil ass people out here. This is what they do. This is what they've been doing. So this is going to go on. And it kind of reminds me of the same thing with JFK, or excuse me, RFK Jr. And him telling people that they don't have to get what's vaccinated or whatever the case is, or shots are, what I'm saying? So the same thing is going on right now. So, we got measles and a whole lot of other little diseases that we either eradicated or got down to so low of an amount that it didn't really matter, but they are actually coming back right now because of these policies that's going on in the administration today. So I don't put anything past these people, man. But I didn't know about this going on right now out there in Africa. That's what's going on. Oh, damn.
That's what's going on. Student X, you got something to say about this?
Bro, you all, and when I say you all, I mean most people in general can't imagine.
That's your opinion. You can't say most people. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can't imagine the depths of the wickedness of these, individuals and organizations, and one of the key reasons why it was a no-brainer for me to take that damn vaccine they tried to force on us during COVID. It was a no-brainer. But going back to this one in particular, cruel and unusual. Here, they do it different. It's not going to be, an instant, or even over a short period of time. In most cases, it is, when we're being impacted here, it is over a longer protracted period of time. Hence some of the what they allow as far as toxins into the food supply, things of that nature. Those are things that hit you immediately. It hits you over a period of time. And then you start dropping dead at 55, 50, the whole 9 yards. So
you insinuate some things, brother.
Yeah. I'm insinuating a lot of things, And it's right here. I need to insinuate nothing. Y'all telling, but the thing is sometimes you guys pick and choose. And I'm saying, man, it's on like this all the time. And everyone's being impacted. You know what I mean? They're not, now obviously some people are more vulnerable than others. You know what I mean? So they get the brunt of things oftentimes, you know what I mean? But, there are plenty of actual factuals, that would show how the American people have been experimenting on too, so let's not pick and choose, man. I don't trust none of them, and neither should none of you.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that it serves somebody's purpose for, because human beings are consumers, so there's something that you can continue to exploit while they're alive. Do you think that it's this great financial a benefit for them to basically just to kill us off early? I mean, I'm just talking about intent.
The way the system is set up, is that, they're going to pay, when you come into the world and going out the world. Oftentimes it doesn't matter when, and depending on your productivity, then it's even more prudent, but, it's such a big world, that, hell. People, that's why it goes to individual decisions, and that's why I put it on, we got to focus on what we can control. I can't control what somebody else is going to do, but I can control what I'm going to do, and then we got to just, take and have the understanding of hey, how Michael said, they really don't care about us. You know what I'm saying? If you take life and move like that, then man, you'll be in a much better situation.
I don't know, because you kind of speak in the abstracts. I don't know what it means to really live like that, or what he might be suggesting. But I mean, we just made Luda pull out this MAGA fest, so you do influence other people, and other people also influence you. But I want to say, these vaccines, hepatitis A, B, measles, mumps, tetanus, they're all mandatory in the military. And, you can't get exemptions from them, because in the military, you come across blood, you're in close quarters, you're shaving, they want to.
In the military, you're no longer a citizen.
You talked a long time, but I'm just saying you don't want 6 troops. 6 troops are not deployable troops. You know what I'm saying? They are deeply invested in the readiness of their military. Why would they give them something to deliberately and purposely make them not ready?
They don't have to give them the same thing they give the general public. Again, troops are controlled. They are.
So that's an interesting point. So now he's taking it to a place where, again, that he just came up with a feasible explanation how you can choose. So that is something. I'm scared if you want to believe that. But now it's probably a good time to go to a commercial break. So. That's La Brea Trucking for your needs, cross country, east to west, north to south, and all points in between. Check in, La Brea Trucking. Salute, bro. That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. And speaking of birthdays, Sister Nidra's birthday was yesterday. But, if you want it in person, go to the Petty Vice in Venice or to the Afro City Marketplace.
You don't say it the same, brother. You don't say it.
I was gonna let you take this walk since you actually been to the score bar. Okay.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
Bring your own pistol.
Turn up the dial, it's 10:30. We back. Spin that back show, all the classics on track. From 79 to 99, we're crossing the gap. Album reviews, little known facts, hip hop intact. Saturday mornings, dive into the history. Samples and stories, old school mysteries. From early South status to rise of CDD. Blow up out of beam. Turn it up, let the vinyl spin. 10:30 sharp, where the stories begin. From the golden era, treasures within. Spin that back show every Saturday when we break it down, the legends and the lore. Every beat, every rhyme, uncover more. From Grandmaster Flash to Nas's roar, we're bridging the past, hip-hop's core.
Yeah, that's the Spin That Back show. It will be back sometime, probably next week. Yeah. All right. So getting back to
Go ahead. Yeah, all right. So get back to it. All right. So let's play the Druski's. Druski's he had a video that he was doing that was a parody of what was going on with some preacher. So let's see. We got this video. He said he loaded up. Here we go. Check this out.
I'm gonna have Wanda stand up here. Wanda, please. Wanda told us earlier this month that she could not have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. Impregnate. I had somebody in the congregation ask why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise.
Yeah, so that brother does some good stuff right there. I see we lost you, Walker. I want to make sure that you, yeah. So what'd you think about this, Walk?
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Druski is hilarious. Druski is funny as hell. It was very accurate. This was a good depiction. Just how he did with the redneck white guys, the MAGA. Anyway, that's how he did that depiction with the NASCAR. It was on point, and it was over the top, but it was on point. This is exactly how he. When he was talking to the pew, like, did you get your ties? And he said no, and then he spit on that dude, like he spit the gum at him. That's how you kind of feel. And here's the funny part: they show online where a preacher is talking about a Bentley he bought for the church, and then the pew member says, "Can I drive it?" And the preacher says, "No." That happened. It's happened. So it was funny, and it's parodying life of what's really going on. A lot of people is flushing their money down the toilet in them churches.
El Poo, what you got to say about this video?
I think it was on point. It was accurate. It was funny. It was. It's pissing a whole lot of people off. That's what we want to talk about. So what's going on? What's going on with that?
Yeah, that's what's up. Apple agnostic, what you got to say about it?
I think the mega churches are very small and few. And if you were to find like some commonalities, it's really strong there. I think it would be most likely to be accurate because it's not most of black churches. And so I think his depiction was, the satire does a little capping. You know what I'm saying? It's not everybody, but we know generally the MAGA churches, not MAGA mega churches. The mega churches, there's some stereotypical behavior because how did they become mega in the first place? By doing certain things and building the theology around prosperity and stuff like that. So they tend to be conspicuous in their dressed and in their consumption of goods and all that type of stuff. So money based.
Student X, what'd you feel about this?
Man, I thought it was funny, but I'm gonna give a contrarian take. Is that this is why that I really could give 2 cents about like the collective of the black community because of the hypocrisy. Is the same community celebrates pimps, hoes, a certain culture where getting the money and whatnot, by selling drugs, to your people, destroying them, the hypocrisy is so ridiculous to where how come a man of God, can't be, pimped out, and have gear, have jets and whatnot. We don't celebrate it. So the hypocrisy is so thick and ridiculous, that it just disgusts me, honestly, but hey, it was funny. It was funny because there are those out there, that they doing it, and they doing it big. Big jets and everything. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think you just confirmed what you tried to disprove?
What's that?
You were saying that there's this collective doesn't exist, this collective behavior. Not every black person, it's a diverse community, but then you're criticizing the community for being hypocritical as if it is some monolithic hypocritical community.
Well, no, once again, obviously it's not everybody, but I'm just saying, this so-called, a group collective thinking the same people that were attacking Luda, and attacking Nelly is the same people, I feel like, for the most part, it is, against, like I said, I don't understand how come a man of God who's preaching the gospel, trying to uplift the people, how come they can't have money? How come it's not okay for them to have money, but it's okay for pimps and hoes to have money, and drug dealers to have money? Now we celebrate that. That's why I'm asking.
Hey, so speaking of another pastor situation, we spoke last week about the dress, whether it was inappropriate or not, but there was some other fallout with that pastor. So he basically had his woman wear that dress at that gala, and then this is what happened to his church.
With their whorishness and their wickedness, I love the Lord Jesus Christ. That's why I obey him. The Lord Jesus Christ is going to destroy this church. He's going to destroy this church. And if you're in it way down, he'll destroy you with it. It's time to repent of your wicked ways. Race-baiting, stirring hatred among the children of God, people that would come to Christ and won't become.
Before security removed him. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this dude went on for about 8 minutes before, security did something about him. This dude was obviously coming on some, first of all, you talk about being gangster. He did that dolo, as far as I know. And, he could have shot up the place. You don't know what the heck his motives were. But, this to me, this was something that you addressed immediately. But I love to hear what Brother Walker have to say about it.
Well, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with the black churches. This is I forgot the brother that was speaking. I think Dr. Umar was speaking on this. He was like, you shouldn't even allow your woman to go to a church because they don't have adequate security. Just like you said, nice guy, he could have did some old way out stuff. He got too far in there on the goofball shit. I'm not a Muslim. I've been to plenty of mosques with my brother who was part of the Nation of Islam, and how they say, Gator don't play that. They don't play none of that. They patting you down. They looking you in your eye. They waiting for you to do something stupid. I was in there feeling like this could go left at any moment. That's how it should be in any church, any gatherings when you bring in your children and your wives to. They should have been on that dude right away. He should have got touched up a little bit too. You can't just let anybody walk in on their own freaking agenda. That's why, like at them black universities, when Charlie Clerk was used to go there sometimes, he'd get ran up out of there. Sometimes the black students, with all predominantly black students, they'll be like, man, you better get up out of here with that. That's what needs to happen sometimes.
Afro-agnostics.
I think I agree, especially at the mega churches. Not all churches. Some churches do have security, some don't. For various reasons, historically, I don't think most white churches or churches in the United States, for that matter, have had security. I I think that was his first time ever entering a black church.
All churches need security, but we talking about black churches because that's what we all up here on this panel. I don't know where y'all get to comparing stuff to what the white folks do and all that. I don't know and don't care. I don't think I ever even been to a white church, so that ain't a topic I'm gonna actually be speaking on because I really don't give a fuck about it. We talking about black churches. We need to have them black churches protected and secure and safe. You seen what happened when a dude came in there and prayed with them, then he ended up shooting them old ladies and old people like that. Everything needs to be on point, security, pat downs, metal detectors, all that in every church. See, this is why the black men leaving the church, because the women is taking over and like, okay, I'm about to get this pastor this $400 that I saved up for him. Like, what? We seen this is all cuckoo-ness. This is all cuckoo-ness. Yeah. But yeah, we got to get security.
El Poo, you got something to say about this?
No, I really don't speak on the church because I don't really go. But I do think they do need some more security. And I'll say this too. Anytime a white boy enters a black church, you need to be suspicious of him.
Student X, you got something to say about this?
Yeah, and not too much that hasn't been touched on. You know, Walk was right on point to where, you know, in the mosque, that couldn't even take place, even if it was like we had Muslim families around. You know what I mean? You know, even we're not in charge of security, we always on post. And then, you know, our number one general order is take charge of this post and all temple property in view. Temple will be in your body and everything you see, you know, you in charge of. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, that definitely wouldn't happen. But in general, churches in general, it's already been shown their vulnerabilities, and they should adapt, you know, better practices, and especially in the hour that we're in right now, you know, with the mischief makers running aloof. And then lastly, that point that Arwak also brought up about, you know, men, you know, not really being in the church, you know what I mean, you know, and really not really having too much to do with women that's in the church, you know, too, for all that matter, you know, especially when it comes to pooling resources, because, you know, sometimes a man be like, hold up, wait, say what? You know what I'm saying? This is what, you know what I mean? No. You know what I mean? You know, so, you know, but like I said, I'm not opposed to, you know, group economics, and we do that through a church, and you guys have some honorable practices and whatnot. That's great. So I'm not going to lump all churches, mosques, synagogues, all in one lump sum. You know what I mean? But, you know, just, you know, study your leadership. You know, if you have questions, ask them. If they don't add up, you know what I mean, then, you know, act.
Yeah, I believe in security everywhere. But let's talk about Corey Holcomb, you know, the 5150 show. So let me play this video, and then we'll speak on it.
And you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it.
No,
and that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian male's ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me, because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing it easy. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah,
see,
let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
ain't nobody
suck.
Tell you to, yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck.
Yeah, you do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't do that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no
I'm gonna give you the same energy you give me.
Let's switch seats. Let's switch seats. I'm with it. Homie, I don't do no sucking shit. I'm a mother man. I don't do no sucking shit.
I don't give a
well, I tell you what, watch that sucker. That'll go bad.
So, Walk, first bite at the apple, brother.
Well, there's really no time, but for one, Corey, I've been calling Corey Holcomb out on his fake tough guy shit for years. Me and Floyd X, we go back and forth on that for years. He's a fake tough guy. Ain't gonna bust a grape. Corey Holcomb ain't gonna flick a booger. You know what I'm saying? And Anton Daniels called him out on it. He went on the show. He was invited to the show. He went on the show, and he said he want to do it face to face. He don't want to do online and none of that where he could be muted. Anyway, but he went online face to face, and they talked. They had it was a good conversation. Now I must say this: I totally disagree with everything Anton Daniels was saying at the beginning, reverting to the conservatism and his views on everything. It's a long, lengthy interview. That first, I didn't agree. Not saying I agree with what Corey Holcomb was saying. I think Corey Holcomb wasn't very knowledgeable on the subjects that he was speaking about. But it was the altercation began, but it got silly when Corey Holcomb talking about switching seats and getting up like he want to fight, knowing he ain't gonna flick a booger or bust a grape. He ain't gonna do nothing. That's the type of guy he is. He's a fake tough guy. He like, who said that about? I think they said that about Charles Barkley said that about Jermaine Green.
Jermaine Green.
Yeah, he said he's a fake tough guy, one of these guys, but you get him behind stage and he's like, oh, nah, man, you know that's for the game or stuff like that. So, but it was very spirited. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It needed to happen. A lot of people were saying that was an L for the black community. I don't think so. These two brothers, they sat down together, they talked, and they argued. Because guess what? This used to go on back in the day with the founding fathers of this nation. John Adams was like before he became the president, they'll be back there arguing, and then we'll go outside and have a dust up and come back in and finish this conversation we had. Because we all know on this show, we get very particular about our views, about serious. So yeah, salute to Anton Daniels and fuck Corey Holcomb.
So they didn't have just dust ups; they had shootouts too. But Stu, the next, I'm gonna pass this to you.
Yeah, cool. Because that's only fair. Because I've been going after everybody, and it gives me an unfair advantage. I feel like. But in this situation right here, I'm gonna have to disagree a lot with Walk say. I mean, first of all, even in the course of their Discord, both Corey, and Anton said that they both aren't tough guys. So they both acknowledge that. But I guarantee you that that when Anton started talking about the sucking and everything, that was authentic from Corey. Because tough guy or not, there's certain lines that we all know. Speaking of what's universal in the black community, especially among men, is that, that you don't go there. Saying when you go there, you want to fight, So, even I can't stand these suckers even online when they want to even start talking about D-riding, and going there, that's crossed the line to where if you did that shit in fucking person, pardon my French, is on popping. You don't come to no straight man, with that homosexual fucking bullshit. Otherwise it's on. Like that. And that's what you saw, and that's what you saw from Corey. He was not faking that, is what I'm trying to say.
Don't be making these type of comments either, because if you did that in person, it'd be the same thing. But go ahead.
Like I said, the internet type of dudes, like I said, that's just what it is. But like I said, in person, 6'5", 220, baby, it's a different story. You understand me, but again, this was a conversation that needed to be had, because what it taught us is, once again, and that's what I love about our show is that there's a comment I wrote down, and it sums up what we do is that we could disagree without disrespect. You see what I'm saying? And that's key, and that's what was not practiced on that line, because of what Corey said. I think when saying just kissing ass, I don't think that was over the line, but you're still, pressing against that line. But Anton knew what he was doing, and he just took it up a notch, knowing exactly what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And then you got that result. So I think it was definitely something that was good for culture. Is that look, white boys could do that. That they're okay with poking each other in the booty, even some Mexicans, they're okay with that, and playing with one another, and grabbing one another, but like black man, that's still for the most part not tolerated. Now maybe you in Atlanta, and you over here mad about the MAGA fest, but for the most part, among black, a manhood, you can't go there like that. So that was had. Again, we have to quit. We could disagree with one another, but let's not get to that level of being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to you, Alpha. But let me El Poo, what you got to say about this?
I said I'm nice for you, Alpha. I said I'm nice for you, baby.
Yeah. I think the bottom line is this dude right here, he's up here talking a whole lot of stuff about Corey Holcomb now. I would have fucked Corey Holcomb up and all this old stuff. Now Corey got a reason to actually, knock him out when he see him. But here's the bottom line, like I was saying. All this stuff that he going through with Corey Holcomb, he still ain't said nothing about no white man. Like Corey Holcomb said.
Real talk. And look, and left the show. Anton, the one who left the show, he got up and walked out.
I don't think y'all follow Anton Daniels. He got over like 1,000 videos. He got like over 100.
I know who both of them.
Yeah, he got over 100 videos talking about white folks, like not just white, not liberal white women. It was a lot. But see, and then let's go back to with the SMD comment.
He was talking about his base. In fairness, he's talking about his base, because his base, he don't get on that. That's what Afro get on me about all the time. Is that man, you always want to talk about us, and I'm like, well, hell, man, I am us. You know what I mean? But I could talk about them all damn day. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's why I hate it in the mod. Honestly, is that white man this, white man that? My God, we know. You know what I'm saying? Well, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Who are we?
Yeah, who are we talking about? We are we talking about us. We going through. We got to start in our own backyard first. That's what we're always tripping about on this internet culture. You talk about a black person. Yeah, this is who we deal with. This is who we want to correct. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel this whole discourse with these two brothers was so beautiful. It was a good thing. Face to face conversation. But I didn't like the pump faking because I've never been a good pump faker. I've never been a guy about to fight doing all that. That's Corey Holcomb right there. I think Corey Holcomb went his whole life just because he was a bigger dude and people were probably scared of him. But guess what? He got punched in the mouth by the anti-bully. The guy, because Anti-Dallas ain't known for no squabbling, no nothing. Corey Holcomb talk all this certified crap. You ain't about
what would you have done, Walk?
Wait a second. Wait. I've been holding off on the Alpha Agnostic. Let this brother speak, and if you want to say something.
I feel like a multi-directional spider web. I don't know where to go, but some of this is
because it's a viral story, and we just said it for last.
I don't even know what they stand. What idea? I mean, Corey Holcomb is a comedian that's disgruntled and very misogynistic, and I don't. What ideas are they arguing? Do we even know? I don't. What's this?
You gotta watch it. Wait, hold on. You can't come over here and talk about it. It was a whole thing.
And because they don't really know what I think either or. I don't know anything about Anton, but obviously they don't know anything about the mechanics or the structure of having a good argument so that the audience can see where you disagree and where you agree. They didn't have the proper things in place. They didn't have agreements. They didn't have a third party. They didn't set it up in a way to where they could not, get where it was less likely to devolve into something like this. I agree with Walk as far as Corey. He seemed very insecure in this whole thing about this being the ultimate trigger because it questions your heterosexuality. I think it's very juvenile. I'm not gay. I'm heterosexual. Don't ever. I mean, that shit is fake, man. Like, you can say what you want to say. I wouldn't even have that as a part of the agreements. I can care less. What does that have to do with the argument that we're arguing about? You're using ad hominems. Those, you're not having a good, productive argument. That's just yelling.
But I feel like they did have those things in place. They had Darlene was there, even though it was there, guys.
She did try to dispel it, but go ahead, Walk.
No, it was a few people in the background to
look, that's a whole nother lesson. Darlene, get your ass up, girl.
Yeah, but Corey was triggered. I think he thought Anton Daniels was a pushover. He looked like a pushover, but he stood his ground. He said, "We go outside with it." And I'm like, "Wait, hold on. Like, someone say something to me disrespectful, I'm not gonna be like, say it again. That's juvenile. That's some schoolyard shit right there.
Knock it off my shoulder. Knock this chip off my shoulder. Cross this line.
Yeah, nah. So but I can't wait to have this conversation with Floyd. We was going to have a show about 5150 and Corey Holcomb because I cannot stand that dude. I always say he's a bully. He's a sucker to me. I never liked Corey Holcomb. I think he take advantage of his situations where he feel he can, you know what I'm saying, be the victor of the situation.
I can't figure out why me and Walk agree on this. I thought you would be one of the biggest Holcomb fans. That's okay.
You know what I'm
That's Floyd X. That's Floyd X.
That's
I don't think Floyd X is a fan. Like,
he said it. He said that's his favorite comedian.
And I wore my bucket, and the reason I wore this hat, my bucket hat, but Corey Holcomb was wearing one. I wore my hat to show that niggas who wear these bucket hats ain't suckers. That's why.
He is a fantastic comedian, though. He's a very good comedian, though.
I wouldn't even say that. He's a bully. He's stay the obvious ass.
I think so. Oh, okay.
Stay
all
the
right,
obvious
reference though.
Yeah, the spectrum. That having been said, this is a good point to wrap it up because we are going to have objective deconstruction at 10:30 a.m. So again, thank you for participating. Thank you for the comments, even if they're hostile comments. And because we did see you, what's happening with you, sir? And like, share, subscribe, complain, whatever you want to do.
That comment. Salute to the LGBT.
So salute to the actual community as well. Thank you. Peace out.